Hi, Paul Thompson from Transcription here. Huge warm welcome to this week's tutorial, where in this week's tutorial I'm going to be covering a little bit of B.B King style improvisation. A lot of people have asked me to do a little bit more a few more tutorials on improvisation, guitar improvisation, and I suggest everyone should try this because it's the most fun you can have on guitar. Even if you're a relative beginner, if you know a few scales, which I'm going to be walking you through, then you should really give it a go because, like I said, it is the most fun. And if you're kind of contemplating songwriting and creating your own instrumentals, then it is really crucial to be able to understand a little bit of how to improvise on guitar. This track that I'm using is a typical B.B King style track. I'll post a link on the backing track on here so you can have a jam along. If you are new to guitar, don't forget, please check out my Beginner's 26 Lesson Online Guitar course. It's on the website on here. Your first lesson is absolutely free, so you can try it out before you sign up. Takes you from never having picked up a guitar before to playing at a really good level. So please check that out. What's the less than £2 a lesson at the moment, the deal that we've got on at the moment. So check that out. Also, subscribe to my channel for your free weekly tutorials. I'd really be grateful for you to do that. That'd be fantastic. And here we go. Let's get on with a bit of improvisation then. So we're in the key of B minor for this. It's based around, the chord sequence is based around The Thrill Is Gone by B.B King, okay, which is a 12 bar blues, but using minor chords as opposed to more traditional dominant seventh or major chords. So we're specifically in a minor key, B minor. So I'm going to walk you through the chords first of all. Starting on the B minor 7, 4 bars. To E minor 7, two bars, back to B minor 7, 2 bars. Then we're going to a G dominant 7th, a G7. So I'm using my A shape, A7 shape chord there. To F sharp minor 7. Back to B minor 7 for 2 bars. So it's basically 12 bar blues over those minor chords. So we're going to be using the B minor pentatonic and blues scales. So I'm going to show you those scales first of all. Now, if you've never done any improvising before, I have done an introduction to improvising on my channel here. So check that out first because all those techniques apply to this as well. For those of you who are more familiar with improvising, you should be okay with the pentatonic shapes, possibly all 5. If you're not familiar with all 5, I'm going to show you a couple of the key positions that I'm going to be using. Okay, so position 1 first of all, B minor blues. So slowly. Position 2 is quite crucial in this one. Okay, so okay, I'm not using much of the bottom of that scale, but I'm going to be using that real B.B King position on the top 3 strings. I'm going to be explaining a bit more about that shortly. Now, to combine those 2 scales, if you're not too, I'm not really keen on position 2, I have to say, particularly the bottom 3 strings of that shape. I kind of first learned a sliding pentatonic pattern which goes like this, which is great. Because that incorporates the top 3 strings of shape 2 without without all the messiness of the rest of that shape. So that's a great scale. Slowly again. Okay, and finally, I'm using position 4 on the pentatonic shape, but more crucially, it's the B minor with the root on the 5th string. So my B's there, my root's there. Or I've got the blues notes in that one. Okay, so those are the main positions that I'm using. A little bit of the 3rd shape as well there. Okay, now the B.B King style of playing is he tends to use very similar note sequences to kind of create kind of like a repetitive bluesy kind of sound. I'm starting off on that position that we've highlighted in the second pentatonic shape, or the top of that sliding pentatonic shape that I was using. Now it's also quite important to recognise where you can bend the strings on those particular crucial notes. And the rule to string bending, as I've pointed out in many tutorials before, is that you can bend if there's a note in the scale to bend to. Okay, which is bending from the 12th fret up to the 14th, pitching that bend. And if I come down that scale, one of the main bends on the first position is on that 3rd string there at the 9th fret. Other bends that are available are the 10th fret on the 2nd string, bending up to that root note on the B. Okay, and I can bend the 10th fret. I can bend the 10th fret on that position 1 scale as well. Just remember that the string on the top string is quite. It's the most taut. It's got the most tension in it. So string bending makes it that much harder on that 1st string as opposed to bending on the 2nd and 3rd strings. So just be careful. You can be getting into string breaking territory if you're not careful with those bends. Those are the main bends in those first 2 positions. When I move into position 4, or with the root on the 5th string, the main bend is on that 2nd string, 17th fret. And again, it's that typical B.B King position, that little triangle of notes, which I've highlighted so often in different tutorials. Really important little position. You get so many phrases just from those 3 or 4 notes there, and then it gives you nice little central position to move up or down the rest of the scale. Another bend there on the 17th fret top string. Again, I'm bending up to that the root note on the B there. Try and get some vibrato on those bends as well if you possibly can. Okay, so just from that position that I've just highlighted, it's the same notes as the position 2 there. There's a lot of notes repeat in all these positions. It's just where you're most comfortable to try and play them. And then it's putting those notes into nice little runs that we're hearing in that improv. It's not in swing, so blues tends to be in swing time. This isn't in swing, so we're 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and if we double it up in speed again, 1 and a 2 and a 3. If you can get that speed, don't worry if you can't. Something to build up to. Hammer-ons and pull-offs as well, utilise those. And also I'm using some double stops quite often. So over the B minor chord, I can play the double stops on those top 2 strings at the 7th fret. Also doubling up on the strings on the 9th and 7th frets. With my 3rd and 1st fingers, I'm playing with 3rd finger, I'm playing the 2nd and 3rd string there. Back to my 1st finger playing the 2nd and 3rd string as well. Get lots of nice really blues phrases out of that. Okay, so that's a nice bend as well in the 3rd position, 15th fret. And then back down to my root note there. So that's another little position for you. We can extend that then back into the 4th position. Back to my triangle of notes there as well. Okay, and that pretty much covers everything that I'm doing in that particular improv demonstration. See how you get on. Try it with the backing track. Once again, like I said, if you're brand new to it, check out my introduction to improvising tutorial first of all, which is based around another blues track, and then work your way up to this. Hope you're getting okay with it. Well, there we have it for another week. Many thanks for joining me once again. I do hope you get on okay with that. Please keep your requests coming in. I'm always happy to cover anything I can help you with to do with the guitar. Follow us on all the usual social media channels: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and all the rest of it. And thanks for joining me once again. I look forward to seeing you next time.